That's huge on
Yeah.
time savings.
I mean, you just blew my mind here. I have never seen anything like this that lets you do this work to close the books without having to go into QuickBooks.
Hello, Blake Oliver here, and this is Gearing Up, a series by Relay. Relay is business banking designed for accountants and their clients. Just like me, they're obsessed with making firms more effective and efficient. So in each episode, I talk to real accountants and bookkeepers about one challenge they faced in their firm and how to solve it.
Today, we have Dave Kersting of Capovario on the show. Thanks for joining me, Dave.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So, Capovario, that's a great name for a firm. What led you to use a name like Capovario?
Well, in our rebranding process, we really wanted to hone in on who we really are. And so Capovario is loosely translated in Italian as diverse leaders. And we hope that at Capovario, that is what we bring to the plate for our customers.
So, tell me a bit about your firm. Where are you located? Who do you serve? Who works at Capovario?
So Capovario, we are concierge consultants that have a basis in accounting and bookkeeping. We like to say, we get you and we've got you. We call that the Capovario advantage because we have a network of professionals that we work with to help us solve and assist any opportunities that our clients might have. We are coast to coast in the United States, working in different business verticals to include construction, roofing, restaurants, bars, just to name a few.
So, tell me about your tech stack. You are ahead of the game when it comes to the way you think about your firm. What are you using for the latest technology?
Right now, we want to make sure that we're offering options for our customers. So we use Relay and Melio for our payment solutions. We use Keeper.App for all of our monthly close procedures, as well as a ton of other things. And then Lisio is our customer-facing communication software. And of course, QuickBooks.
So, you mentioned that you are nationwide, you serve a variety of different businesses. That must be a lot to keep track of. So, as you grow, how do you handle that? Is that a challenge for you? What are you doing around managing all the work?
It has been an extreme challenge, and I think that's kind of what we're talking about today is what is our biggest challenge or problem that we needed to solve in our firm as my firm is growing substantially across the country in many different types of business verticals. So I think that when we look at Keeper.App, that became our solution to our problem. It really has helped us hone in not only what we're doing for each customer, but it also allows us to specialize reports and metrics and really understand what our client needs in one area.
How is it different than your typical CRM or project management software, task management software? There's a lot of options out there. Why would I use this? Why did you decide to use this instead of something else?
I think for me, what really brought it home for us was that Keeper organizes everything and it has all the same data that QuickBooks has. So it exports and puts that all in one place. And it allows us to make adjustments or changes within Keeper that automatically change in QuickBooks as well. It gives us the opportunity as well to kind of put down a list of tasks that are special for each customer because when you're working in a roofing industry versus a restaurant, they're going to have different things that they need done. They might have a loan in a roofing company, whereas in the restaurant, they may not. This allows us to kind of put it in visual standpoint for us, and it allows us to kind of manage my own staff on what we're doing and kind of know where we're at on our solutions for our customers.
Could you give us a peek of what it looks like? A visual, I think, would really help us understand what you're talking about.
So this is Keeper. Keeper, we're using a sample company called Dave's Flooring because obviously we want to protect our clients' data. What this does is it allows you to create a non-closing task. So things that you need to do that aren't necessarily related to a month-end close. Then you have your pre-close information like, hey, I need to collect some bank statements. Of course, if we're using Relay, we already have that information. So I can check those boxes off really quick. It provides us with reconciliation data. So last reconciled transaction would show here if it wasn't a test company. Some of the highlights that I can provide you is you can see over here, I can assign it to a the task to a member. I can just set up a deadline date. So if I want to make sure that my clients are consistently receiving what they need in a timely fashion, I know that I can manage across the board, across the country, all of my clients at the same time. Important pieces for people to know on why I love this program and how much time it saved for me to provide the exceptional customer service is understanding the transaction reviews and the payee entity reviews. So just diving in real quick, under expense inconsistency, you can see it pulls up all of these different items. This is right out of QuickBooks, and it says, what are these? They're different. So let's just look at rippling, for example. If I click on this little button over here, it breaks down. It says, this is everything that we've done with rippling. So you can see that it's 53% of the time been in software, 47% of the time in payroll processing. We can say, okay, is that correct or is that not? If it's not correct, then we can click right on here and we can change it to any category that we want to change it to. Once I hit save in this area, it automatically goes back into QuickBooks and changes it for me there as well. That's huge on time savings.
I mean, you just blew my mind here. I have never seen anything like this that lets you do this work to close the books without having to go into QuickBooks.
Yeah. And what's nice is that although my company uses Liscio as our customer facing software, if you wanted to, you could also connect and chat or ask your client directly right out of Keeper. And then as the client responds, so let's say the client says, this actually belongs in software, that's where it belongs. The client's information comes in and the client actually just made that change for you in Keeper that then changes it in QuickBooks. So it reduces the amount of time of the back and forth with your clients and then going in and making some of those changes. It's phenomenal on how much time it saves, in when you're thinking how many times that a bookkeeper might not remember, oh, this goes here or this goes there. This allows us to kind of have an overview of it on a monthly basis, meaning that I can keep track of it every month so that as I go throughout the year, it's solved. By the end of the year, I can say, hey, books are ready for the tax professionals because we've already done the work. Some other important key pieces is, a lot of people we just pushed it through because we were busy on payees. I forgot to put in somebody's name. Here's rippling again that we just went through. This is a vendor that's in here that doesn't have the vendor payee. So what do I want to do? I'm just going to click here. I'm going to put in rippling. And guess what? It's now fixed in QuickBooks as well.
Once you've closed the books, you need to report to clients. Does Keeper help with that?
It does. So if we go up here in the top portion, you can click on reporting, and reporting is going to give you any type of management reporting that you want to see. And it's going to give you a 3-month profit and loss statement, a balance sheet. Another nice part, this is all customizable. So we can create what we want the customers to see or what the customers need to see. That includes being able to create up here a metric, and a metric is like a KPI. So I want to know that my roofing salesperson received 20% commission on whatever job, and I can set up a customized report that shows that for the owner to see, yep, did I pay them their percentage? Yes, I did. Here's all the data that I might need.
That's great. Yeah, the analysis, the variance analysis is something that's really hard to do well in QuickBooks, which has always surprised me because it's one of the most important things we do as accountants. And so the fact that you can do it here is great that somebody solved that.
What's nice is that down here under the final review section, we can also look at the profit and loss here. And what's really cool about the profit and loss in this area is it's interactive, meaning that if I click down on wages, it's going to show that rippling is here. I can click down one more step, and now it's going to bring up a transaction in rippling that helps us identify. So if I'm looking at the profit and loss and it's wrong because this doesn't belong there, I can make the change right now in here and put it wherever it needs to go. And then it's done and it's changed in QuickBooks as well.
That's so much better than the old way of doing it, where I'd have the report on one screen and I'd have the transaction detail on the other screen, and I have to try to do it that way and constantly refreshing. You're doing it right here.
Yeah, and it allows you, like I said, to kind of see, like if you look at sales income and you want to see where things are coming from, it'll run the report and say, hey, this is, where I might have received this income, or hey, I'm down in this subscription sales area. What am I down in? But I really love that right now you're also seeing it in a 3-month view
Yes.
versus I can change it to be quarter. I can change these custom dates. I can rerun this however I want to rerun it. And it's not just the profit and loss. As you've seen, it is, sorry, this girl. I can do AP, I can do AR, I can do balance sheet, any of the things that we need to look at before we send it off to the client for here's your final review. And that's when you go into the reporting area and pull out and be able to directly send any report that they want.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you're a Relay customer or you use Relay on behalf of your clients. How does all that tie into what you're doing here?
What's nice is that Relay has the information that I need to get from my clients. So as I set up in the top area where we had the, verify all banks are coded, collect statements, I don't necessarily need to collect the statements because I've already got access to that information. So what it does is it provides that seamless Relay to QuickBooks, QuickBooks to Keeper, all the information I need. And I've already probably have reconciled because it's so seamless for us.
Got it. Yeah, that's my favorite thing about Relay too, is that the bank feed is clean. I've got all the data I need. So you're saying data goes from Relay into QuickBooks, QuickBooks into Keeper. You process it in Keeper, get the reports to where they need to be, and then send them to the client, all in those 3 apps.
Yeah, and you can send it just from those. And if you compare looking at like QuickBooks Online reporting versus Keeper reporting, again, customization is what our clients want today. They want to know what they want to know. And QuickBooks doesn't necessarily allow that, whereas Keeper gives you the ability to do just about anything. So I'm going to highlight one more point for you that I think is going to just absolutely blow your mind. We just finished January, and what did we do in January? 1099s. And what is the scramble? December and January, everybody in every company is begging people for their W-9s or updated information, or did we put it in QuickBooks correctly? What Keeper has done is they've created a prepared 1099s. So it's not necessarily like I'm going to create 1099s out of Keeper. It is I'm creating the process, the preparation of 1099s. So when I click down here, you can see that I have excluded all credit card spends. Right now, I've got it sorted by 1099 thresholds.
So you can exclude all the vendors that didn't get more than $600. You can include any transactions that were on credit cards. So this is like the 1099 report that really should exist in everything, in every other software.
Yes. And think about like, do I have their information? Did I finish the information? Do I even need to send it to them? In QuickBooks Online, it doesn't necessarily give you the chance to say, I don't need to send a 1099 to this person because they're an S Corp or because they're incorporated. This gives us the ability to not only decide if we need to do it or not. By default, it's always unknown. Now, if I click, no, I don't need one, it's going to change this and it'll drop it off the report. If I click yes, now it knows I need one, and it's going to say, hey, I need to enter an address. I need an email address. Over here, it's going to ask, did I file 2022? So obviously 2021 is out. We're done with 2021. Now we're working on 2022. If I were to click this, it would say, yes, I filed this one already. Do I have their W-9 on file? Right now, it's defaulted at no. If I click yes, now I know I have it. And here's the even more fun. Right over here, that would be stored.
That's the holy grail. Save the 1090, save the W-9 right there. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can save everything. So think about a certificate of insurances or any other specific items that you want to store for this vendor. You can put all of that in here.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us, Dave. Really appreciate it. If the viewers want to get in touch with you online, follow you, learn more about your firm, maybe come work at Capovario as you grow, where can they learn more?
Well, they can find us on all social medias, and it's going to be at Capovario. You can also go to our website at capovario.com. We're really excited to be in the community and have a relationship with Relay Financial, as well as our big partners like Keeper and Listio. The best thing I can say on Keeper is once you start using Keeper, you're going to realize that it is the most valuable software you have outside of your QuickBooks and your communication software.
Thanks, Dave. Great talking with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.